Hello, I'm Sarah the Gallifreyan Ravenclaw. So as you can probably tell, this is a new camera I got for Christmas, so this is just a quick video to test its setup. It's better quality. I'm not 100% sure if this is recording in 4K. I think the camera does have it, but by the time it goes through all my software, it may not be 4K by the time you're watching this. And as you can tell, it's actually full screen. Kept annoying me, the other one was like here. So, new video should look a lot better now. So this is just a quick ramble about something that is almost a part 2 to another video, so you may want to go and watch that one first. Because it's about things that have confused me about Melody and / River's past. Because her arc is presumably done. I know Moffat is now returning to write episodes, but I think most people took the Husbands of River song as her farewell story. So why have I still got questions? So if you haven't seen my other one, I will be referencing that. So you can either continue now, or when I say about it, you can go and watch it, or go and watch it now. So it'll be linked below and the thing will pop up whenever I mention it. I still don't know which side it is, but... So just watch these 2 clips first of all.
How bad is it, Marie? What can we do? Just keep her conscious. Stay with the smells. Hey, look at me. Just hold on.
I used to dream about you. Those stories Amy used to tell me.
What stories? Tell me what stories. Vampires in Venice, that's that bell.
When I was little, I was going to marry you.
Good idea. Let's get married. You stay alive and I'll marry you. Deal? Deal?
Shouldn't you ask my parents' permission?
As soon as you're well, I'll get them on the phone.
Might as well do it now, since they're both right here. Penny near. Penny drops.
What the hell's going on? Back, get back!
Last time I did this, I ended up a toddler. In the middle of New York.
Okay, Doctor, explain what is happening, please.
Mel's short for...
Melody.
Yeah, I named my daughter after her.
You named your daughter after your daughter.
It took me years to find you two. I'm so glad I did. And you see? It all worked out in the end, didn't it? You got to raise me after all.
You're Melody.
But if she's Melody, that means that she's...
Shut up, Dad. I'm focusing on the dress size.
You okay? Little girl. Are you okay?
It's all right. It's quite all right. I'm dying. But I can fix that. It's easy, really. See?
Last time I did this, I ended up a toddler in New York. Right? But that clip of said regeneration was the little girl at the end of The Impossible Astronaut. But that said at the beginning 6 months later. 6 months later being 6 months after the moon landing, which is July 1969. Amy and Rory were both born in 1989. So how did they grow up in the same school year as Mel's? She even says, "It took me years to find you." The first clip we see of them together, they're no more than 10. I think they're supposed to be slightly younger, but the actors are no older than 10. It's supposed to be 6 months, a year after the Doctor first crashed in Amy's garden. So, okay, she took the years from being a toddler till like 8 to find them. Let's assume she arrived not long after the Doctor crashed. But that's still like 5 years she's aged in 25 years. And we've never seen any evidence that Time Lord children age slower. Obviously they do as adults. You think how many years it took for the 11th Doctor to look old. He looked like he was sort of 80 in his last episode, when he lived in Christmas for like 1,000 years before he looked like 80. But we've never had that evidence with children. So how does that bit make any sense? But what about this bit from The Impossible Astronaut?
What did you mean? What you said to Amy? There's a worse day coming for you.
When I first met the Doctor, a long, long time ago, he knew all about me. Think about that. Impressionable young girl, and suddenly this man just drops out of the sky, and he's clever and mad and wonderful and knows every last thing about her. Imagine what that does to a girl.
I don't really have to.
Trouble is, it's all back to front. My past is his future. We're traveling in opposite directions. Every time we meet, I know him more. He knows me less. I live for the days when I see him. But I know that every time I do, he'll be one step further away. The day's coming when I'll look into that man's eyes. My Doctor. And he won't have the faintest idea who I am. And I think it's going to kill me.
River says to Rory about when she was a girl he landed and knew all about her. And then they make the reference to that's quite similar to Amy. But if we've now seen all appearances of Melody and River, when's she referring to? We haven't seen any scene that matches that description. So the first, her being a little girl, is obviously the little girl in that exact same episode. But the Doctor barely says 2 words to her, and certainly at the time does not know that that is Melody, certainly not that it's River. So that can't count. And then you have Mel's, who the Doctor didn't know who she was the one time they met. He even went, "I don't know you, you weren't even at their wedding." So he didn't even know who Mel's was, let alone that she was Melody and River. He worked that out as she started regenerating. So it can't be that, because he physically didn't know who she was. So the only other option is interpreting it as when she says when she was a girl, she means in her early days being that incarnation. But which works better because by that point at least he knows she's Melody, he knows most of who River is. He hasn't had the wedding yet, but he's pretty much done everything else. That's a lot later in his timeline. He's a lot further on in his story than she is at that point. But this is where you'd have to go to my other video, because I assumed that baby Melody... I assumed for ages that baby Melody had grown up in the Gamma Forests, and then the Doctor had tried to rescue her from there, and that's when the silence and everything with the little girl in Impossible Astronaut began. And that would make that line make sense, because when he crashed into the Gamma Forests, he knew that this little girl could regenerate, was River, knew all about his life with her as River. That would make more sense. But this entire bit contradicted that. So I've wondered for ages if there's something else we're missing. Because we never even see the end of Melody's regeneration in New York at any point. Like, obviously it was a cliffhanger at the time, but they could have quite easily had a flashback to it later on. But we never even see that, so we still never see the result of it. We never see her turn into the toddler that we recognise as Mel's. But that could explain the missing 20 years. What if Lady Melody didn't turn into Mel's? She turned into someone else who then lived in New York for 20 years, who then regenerated into a baby. All Mel says is, last time I did this. From what we see of Melody's, that's quite obviously her first one. She's like, I think I know what I'm doing, when she's trying to regenerate, but we don't know that there isn't another one in between. And if the Doctor then further down the line encountered them and went, oh yeah, you're Melody, right, then he would know her entire future. He would know about her entire life as River. He'd be meeting this child and going, yes, I was there at your birth, I'm there at your death, I know about all your faces, I'm present at every single one of your other regenerations, I'm friends with your mum, I'm the reason that you're part-time Lord, I helped your parents stay together, I know where they are. All those sorts of things he would know. He wouldn't be telling her all of this, but if he then met that little girl who's not even been Mel's yet, then that would fit with what River says. But he hasn't. So I'm now going to be suspicious in any Moffat episode if there's a little girl that she's River. Which I'm sure lots of people will be like, no, River's story's over. But I'm now going to be extremely suspicious of any little girl in any episode written by Moffat forever. And you're probably now going to all be going, you've now put that in our heads. So Moffat, if you're watching this, I'm waiting for that episode. But does that not make more sense? I know it would be rather stupid in the next series having that, because Shooty's new one's supposed to be a good jumping on point. But if Moffat's now writing again, I want an answer. So, am I missing something? Is there some other line that explains all this? Because I'm just confused. I said that in the other one, that it was a theory I had that then got contradicted an episode later. But it explains this line, which the actual answer doesn't. The actual answer complicates what River said. My answer fits it. So, as much as I love the River arc, the fact I 10 years later still have questions says a lot. And we're 2 showrunners later now. As he's now back, do you think he will ever address this? Or do you think I'm just going to be sitting here confused for the rest of time? Because if there is another clip that explains all of this, then please tell me where it is. Because I'm confused, and if I ever meet Moffat, I will be asking this because I am very confused. So there are more reviews coming soon. I know I still owe my 60th one. I keep writing it and it keeps getting so long that I'm like, I need to cut this down. And it's going to take me forever to film and forever to edit. So it's going to take me a while to do. I've been busy because obviously it's been Christmas. And videos will be less regular in the new year just because of work. And I'm not sure how many Christmas specials I'm going to review. I am planning on doing one for the Doctor Who special, the Ghost special, and I probably will just end up doing a joint one with the both Death in Paradise and Beyond Paradise ones, just to try and not have too many videos. There were so many Christmas specials this year, they couldn't even fit them all on Christmas Day. So I've got plenty more videos planned, but editing takes me forever. And I'm hoping to do some more non-Doctor Who ones. So if you're all waiting for other Harry Potter or something videos, I do have a list of them. I just haven't got around to recording them yet. I will try and do some more like community posts even when I'm not doing the videos. So there are more videos planned, but they will be slower. So there's plenty of backlog. There's some of my older ones, like I did Flux reviews at the time, that I'm half tempted to privatise. I think one of them has 0 views. So if you fancy going through those and laughing at my terrible camera quality and the fact I'm about half a mile away, I was so far away from my camera at the time. They're really bad videos. But if you fancy laughing at those and my original thoughts of Flux and some of my older videos, you can go through those. And they were all quite short, whereas my more recent ones have been longer. The longest one obviously being the Sorting the Companions one. That was over an hour. But if you haven't watched all of that, there you go, that's a good hour to fill. And if you want to then spend more time, you can do the tier list yourself and send it over to me so I can see what companions you agreed with and where they should go. And then I may do an updated version. And if you give me some explanations on why you've put some there, you may change my mind. So other than that, thank you for watching. Bye.